Hello and welcome back to Chris. Today we're going to have a look at the equipment I use in my films and YouTube videos. I won't take up too much of your time, so come on. So we're going to start off with the microphone, and the microphone I use is quite an old microphone, to be fair. It is the Rode Video Mic. I think the Rode Video Mic Pro preceded this. There we go. It is a shotgun mic, also known as a directional mic. This is currently what you're listening to from. I put this on to kind of use as kind of like a pop filter, kind of prevent the pops from popping like a. We also have the Rode Video Mic Dead Cat, which of course you use for mainly outdoor shoots. When there's a lot of wind, like we hold it on the boom pole, which is also a Rode boom pole. I've got a little wire that plugs into my camera. I don't use external power for the microphone when recording YouTube videos, but when I am recording a film, for example, I will be using the Zoom H1, I think it is. Maybe go more for an H3, H4, but this is a cheap alternative. It does kind of what you want it to do. What's next, Chris? What's next, Chris? Now I'm gonna have to get the camera now, so the quality will change, and I am so sorry for this. I am currently recording on my camera, and it is a Canon 600D or Rebel T3i, I think, if you're in the US, with a 24mm pancake lens. Pretty good lens. It goes down to an f-stop at 2.8. It's the one that I mainly record my videos on these days. I also shot my short films on this lens, such as Fall of a Nation: The Prologue. I've had this camera since 2012. That's what you see. It's a good camera. It's a cheap camera. At least at the time it was like probably the best you could get for under £400. I have that mounted on a... It's a cheap little tripod, but it's a compact tripod. Mind the rubbish behind there. It's really compact. The tripod can be put in my bag, for example, because you can probably put it down. Are you ready? Hello. Sorry about that. Another lens I have used in the past is, of course, the kit lens that came with the camera. It is an 18 to 55mm lens. When you're on a certain zoom, it manages to get down to a 3.5. It has a built-in stabilizer, which is alright, which is quite good. It has autofocus. Another thing about my 24mm pancake lens, it's a prime lens. Autofocus doesn't work on it at all. That's why I have to do a lot of the manual focus, and that's why, for example, my last video, my review of Get Out, was out of focus because I stepped over the focus line. It's a zoom lens. It's the only zoom lens I have because prime lenses have better glass, especially low budget. Prime lenses are definitely the ones you should probably go for if you're going to be into making good looking videos or films in general, because they only have a singular glass to look through, whereas a zoom lens has multiple layers of glass that it has to look through to produce its zoom capabilities. I do have one more lens, quite a popular lens, especially for DSLR filmmaking, and that is the Canon 50mm 1.8 f-stop lens. This is a chunkier lens than my 24mm. This is 50mm, although be aware that on my Canon DSLR it is a 600D and they are a cropped sensor, whereas like a Canon 5D Mark III, for example, is a full frame DSLR. That allows it to produce an image of the full angle of the lens, whereas a crop sensor crops it and then it has to like fit its image into that. So yeah, this kind of becomes more like an 80mm lens, and the 24mm kind of becomes more like a 30-something millimeter lens. I love this lens. I'll show you the quality difference between this and that's the 50mm lens, for example. This is a 50mm lens. You can see it's a lot tighter and a lot closer in. Same ISO, 800, same f-stop, 2.8, even though this one can go down to a 1.8, and it's still on a 50th of a second shutter speed. And as you can see, this is the 24mm lens. Same tripod's in the same position. You just get a much wider angle because it's a wider angle on the lens. Now, lighting. If you watch any of my videos, you've seen this lighting before. This is my basic lighting setup, we have one lamp here. It has a colour changing LED light bulb inside, so I can change the light bulb of that depending on what colour I want. And I also have some LED strips that change colour as well, built around my TV. Change the colour of them. I usually have them on this blue setting. And as well as that, for my key light, I use this other lamp, energy saving halogen I think in it. So it does get quite hot, this lamp, which makes me sweat quite a lot and makes me finish the video quicker, which I guess might be a good thing, but I'm kind of looking into getting another LED light for it. As well as this, I often use this LED panel that I do have, which gets brighter depending on how much you rotate this little wheel here. You can have it dim, or you can really bring it up. I usually use this as a backlight to kind of help separate me from the background and the other objects in the scene. Used to use it a lot more in my older videos when I didn't really have any lighting at all. Also, filmmaking wise, these days I often use this glide cam. They work by weights, and depending on the weight of your camera, you're meant to counteract that with the weights to kind of even it out, so that when you're moving along to create a dolly shot, it'll try to smooth it a bit. Most evidently, I've used it in my short film Fall of a Nation in the opening scene, where I'm basically running behind Kathleen with this, and I carefully put my fingers on here, and as I'm running, it kind of like adds a smooth track to the motion. As opposed to handheld, which is just all over the place and you can't really do it with these types of cameras. This is my favourite piece of equipment that I own. I love this thing. And that's all of my production equipment. We do have my laptop. I'm not quite sure what type of laptop it is, but it's a 17-inch screen, 17-inch screen I think it is. It's got a lot of crumbs here because I spilled some biscuits on it at one point, but it's fine, don't worry, it's fine. Do all my videos on it. Yeah, you can light up the keyboard here. Whee, make it look more high-tech. I feel that having a laptop as opposed to a desktop allows me to, you know, keep it compact and move about with it, because of course I live at uni at the moment, and having a desktop would take up far too much space that I don't even have, especially so that I can take it to and from home, and I live a good 2 hours away from home, so yeah, back to you, Chris. So yes, thank you for watching the video. So sorry if it took a bit too much of your time, but I thought it'd just be interesting to give you guys a little bit of an insight into what I use to make my videos. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. Like and subscribe. Make sure to check out my other content, because I do a lot of film and game discussion stuff. Anyway, I'll let you discover that for yourself, because it's a fun time. Yeah. Bye.